Introduction to Numerical Integration and Discrete Integration. So why do we ever want to use numerical integration? Well, what if we want to integrate the function e to the x squared? Pause the video if you want to work on this. It turns out this has no analytical solution, and so we're forced to do something else in order to solve this integration. And one way to do that is by numerical integration. And I might add a whole other thing. Maybe there isn't even an analytical function. Maybe this is the result of a simulation, in which case, again, we cannot analytically integrate that, and we have to do a numerical integration. Discrete integration. This is also called a Riemann sum. Here's our problem setup. We have some function, and we're showing that with the blue line, and we would like to integrate that between the points A and B. Remember what an integration is. It's the area under that curve from A to B. So we're trying to add up this gray area. How can we do this numerically? First, we have to realize that if this is on a computer, we probably only know the function value at discrete points. And so I'm showing these discrete points. Yes, I've sort of connected this with the analytical function, but the analytical function typically is not known. And all we will know are these discrete points. So what do we do with those in order to estimate the integration from A to B? Remember, the integration is the area under the curve. So what if we put a rectangle under each one of these points? And so we let the width of the rectangle be the spacing between the points. We'll call that delta x. Well, we can easily calculate the area of each of these rectangles. And if we add them all up, we will get an approximation for the area under that curve. So this is how we would write this symbolically. We're going to approximate our integral, which would be exact. So now we have to say it's not quite equal, it's semi-equal to, and here's our summation. We're summing all of these individual rectangles. And so the area of the rectangle is the width of the rectangle times the height of the rectangle. Another way to write this is we bring the delta x to the outside and we calculate what the delta x is. What is delta x? Well, it's b minus a. That's the entire span that we're integrating. And if we divide by the number of points, the number of rectangles we have, this is how we would calculate delta x. And that's what I've written over here. Delta x is b minus a divided by n, where n is the number of points, also the number of rectangles. Another thing I'll point out, notice the positions of these points within the rectangles. They are centered. So this first point doesn't lie exactly on A. And likewise, this last point does not lie exactly on B. They're a half delta x over, if you will. They're centered on each of these rectangles. Later, we'll talk about terminology. This is actually called a center Riemann sum. So this is an approximation. This has some error. And if we look at the total area of this rectangle, well, we've included or not included areas that we should have or should not have. And I've highlighted all these error regions in red. And so since we've included this in our integration, clearly our integration, numerical integration, won't be exactly what the analytical integration would have given us. So that's the origin of error for numerical integration. How do we fix this? Well, there's two ways. The easiest way and most obvious way is use thinner rectangles. Notice if we add up the area of the red regions, there's less area. Now, that's okay, we can use thinner rectangles, but there's more rectangles. That means there's more calculations, there's more memory required. Now here we're only showing, 30 or so, but a numerical integration might have 10,000 points or something like that. So we have to think about time and memory, and even 10,000 points might not seem like that much, but if this is a numerical integration that has to happen 100,000 times, that's a lot of points. We might want to get away with fewer. So that's one way to reduce the error, just use thinner rectangles. The other one is use another numerical integration technique altogether. So here's our terminology. What we've been talking about for discrete integration is called a center Riemann sum. And that's where these points are centered on each of the rectangles. And notice these points don't fall exactly on A or B. They're offset by that by a half of the width of the rectangle that we're calling delta x. Another way we could do this is place these points at the left side of the rectangle. We'll call this a left-hand Riemann sum. Now the first point does fall exactly on A, but the last point does not fall exactly on B. It falls a whole delta x away from it. Now this technique is not any more accurate or less accurate than a center sum. It's just a different way to interpret the position of the points. And of course, it follows we could have a right-hand Riemann sum where the point we know is at the very right-hand side of the rectangle. So the first point does not fall on A, it falls a whole delta x away from A. But the last point does fall exactly on B. Typically, it's the center Riemann sum is how we normally interpret that. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for watching this video. I love hearing your stories about how these videos helped you. I also love answering your questions. So please tell me your stories and ask your questions in the comment section. I promise I will try to answer every single question that's asked. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button. I also recommend visiting the official course website that has links to the latest versions of the notes, the latest videos, and there's lots of other resources to help you learn, including implementations in MATLAB. I'll see you in the next video.